over the oceans like slave boats shipping me. Hashtag that's the only way that they listen, be the vocalist that verifies it vividly. I bring the vortex straight to your vicinity. What is outside is within. The mind regulates the hand that masters the pen. The pen is mightier than the sword, but the tongue is mightier still. The stargate to the mind's revealed. Yeah, and yo, what's outside is within. The mind regulates the hand that masters the pen. The pen is mightier than the sword, but the tongue is mightier still. The stargate to the mind's revealed. The vortex.
Alright, people, your host Cyclonious here, and I have a special guest. Would you like to address the people with who you are?
My name's Kevin Bachan Singh. I'm currently assistant head teacher in the PRU and a psychodynamic counsellor.
And it's a pleasure to have you on the platform.
I am blessed to be on this platform. Thank you very much for having me here.
Much love, much love. So I have put aside some questions here for you. And if you don't mind, let's jump into the first one. The first question is, what are some of the common challenges faced by black children growing up in households with absent fathers?
That question is a very deep question. And really, I couldn't provide an answer that would exhaust all the factors. To give a really explicit answer. That would probably take weeks or months or years or whatever. But some of the challenges with absent fathers, I mean, really, you know, my life was sort of, can be seen as cliched. Single parent family, council estate, no dad, didn't even know my dad or whatever. So, you know, and involved in street orientated activities at certain points in time. But over time, being brought up by my mum, who done an excellent job, and as black mothers out there do, and they're not given the accolades enough for the work they do, you know. But my mum done a great job. There's a complexity to me and my mum's relationship, like there are in a lot of families, in regards to culture. Because my mum's Trinidadian, Asian, and obviously I identify as a black man, so there's other complexities in there. But she's done a great job. But understanding that my mum couldn't grow me into a man because she wasn't one, and I didn't identify with her as a man. There were no, you know, there's no masculine traits. A woman can act a certain way or behave a certain way, but it's not the same masculine way that's projected into you as a young boy. So understanding how to grow into a man and operate as a black man in a society at times that you can feel the oppression, you can feel the racism, you can feel the discrimination, and navigating through your social space as a man, you know, if your father isn't about, where do you get that from? As a young person, I got that from my friends, and a lot of my friends weren't the best role models, so I gravitated towards a certain way of being, and I think it's really important, you know. And there was Ian Wright. There's a famous interview with Ian Wright where, because his dad wasn't around, and he had this, I think, white coach or whatever, this guy that played that role for him, but he'd found out he was dead. But Ian Wright was supposed to have been off the rails for a good while. And suddenly in this interview, that guy was still alive, and they brought him back to the stadium, and Ian Wright broke down. But it was him that sort of gave him some sort of, I don't know, solidified him as a man, or with some form of masculinity, induce some masculinity and some morals into him as a man. And, you know, for black boys, more so nowadays, I feel, with a lack of emphasis on our history and the greatness of our people, an understanding that we came from kings and queens, and we were the first people to develop maths, science, astronomy, everything, paper, calendar. Even the other day I found out that was a black man that, you know, invented the helicopter, which I didn't know. You know, understanding this, and this being vocalized by a man to a boy, and reinforced, and giving you the tools to defend yourself psychically in environment, and as well as physically. That's really important, and to have a moral code that is about, you know, being ultimately, as black people, we are some of the nicest people on the planet. We've faced so much atrocities and still come out the other end being nice to people. And as a man and as a black man, I think that's what you're supposed to give to your boy. Mm-hmm. You know, so, you know, I could say a lot more about it, but
no, that's a nice eye opener. I feel that for a lot of people listening, you know.
Over the oceans like slave boats shipping me. Hashtag that's the only way that they listen. Be the vocalist that verifies it vividly. I bring the vortex straight to your vicinity. What is outside is within. The mind regulates the hand that masters the pen. The pen is mightier than the sword, but the tongue is mightier still. The stargate to the mind's revealed. Yeah, yo, what's outside is within. The mind regulates the hand that masters the pen. The pen is mightier than the sword, but the tongue is mightier still. The stargate to the mind's revealed. The vortex.